Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. Did you know there's a banana that tastes like vanilla ice cream? Today, we're diving into the mind-blowing world of banana diversity, from blue-skinned varieties to red ones that taste like raspberries. By the end of this episode, you'll never look at that yellow banana in your kitchen the same way again.
And let me tell you, what most people don't realize is that there are actually over 1,000 varieties of bananas out there.
Wait, what? Over 1,000? But we only see like one type in the grocery store.
That's right. What you're seeing in stores is usually the Cavendish banana, which accounts for nearly half of all bananas grown and exported worldwide.
So you're telling me we're missing out on 999 other types?
Well, not all of them are edible or commercially viable, but yes, there's a whole rainbow of bananas out there that most people never get to try.
Let's start with this ice cream banana you mentioned. What's that all about?
That would be the blue Java banana. It's actually known as the ice cream banana because of its creamy texture, not necessarily the taste.
Blue? Like actually blue?
Well, it has a bluish silver skin when unripe, but it turns pale yellow when it ripens. The flesh inside is white and has this amazing creamy custard-like texture.
That's fascinating. And I heard something about red bananas too?
Yes, red bananas have this beautiful reddish-purple skin, and they actually taste sweeter than regular bananas with hints of raspberry.
You know what's really blowing my mind here? These aren't just different colors, they're completely different taste experiences.
Exactly. And here's something that might surprise you. Bananas are technically berries, botanically speaking.
Hold up, berries? Like strawberries and blueberries?
Actually, strawberries aren't true berries, but bananas are. They develop from one flower with one ovary and contain several seeds. That's the botanical definition of a berry.
But wait, I've never seen seeds in my bananas.
That's because cultivated bananas have been specifically bred to be seedless. Wild bananas are actually full of hard seeds and have very little pulp.
Let's talk about some other varieties. I've heard about something called apple bananas.
Yes, apple bananas are smaller than regular bananas and have this unique tangy sweet flavor that's slightly reminiscent of apples.
And when should you eat them?
Here's where it gets interesting. Apple bananas are best eaten when their skin turns completely black.
What? Most people would throw them out at that point.
Exactly, but that's when they're at their sweetest. If you eat them while the skin is still yellow, the flavor isn't nearly as good.
You mentioned earlier that the Cavendish is the most common banana. Why is that?
Well, that's actually a fascinating story that goes back to 1870, when an American businessman named Lorenzo Dow Baker first started importing bananas.
Really? Tell me more about that.
He loaded 160 bunches of bananas from Jamaica onto his ship and sold them in Boston for what would be equivalent to over $150,000 today.
That's quite a profit. So that's how the banana trade started?
Yes, Baker went on to form the Boston Fruit Company, and their business model is still basically how banana trading works today.
But why specifically the Cavendish variety?
The Cavendish was chosen because it travels well, has a good shelf life, and provides reliable yields. But this focus on just one variety has created some problems.
What kind of problems?
Well, having most of the world's commercial bananas be genetically identical makes them vulnerable to diseases. That's why preserving banana diversity is so crucial.
Speaking of diversity, where are most of these different varieties found?
According to research, about 70 to 85% of the banana gene pool is found in Asia and the Pacific regions.
That's a lot. How many countries grow bananas?
Bananas are grown in more than 130 countries, with a global production of about 179 million tons annually.
That's incredible. Are there efforts to preserve all these different varieties?
Yes, there's actually something called the International Transit Center that manages the world's largest banana collection, around 1,500 different accessions.
Why is preserving this diversity so important?
It's crucial for food security. Different varieties have different resistance to diseases and environmental stresses. Plus, they offer unique nutritional benefits.
Let's talk about some of those nutritional benefits. What makes bananas so good for us?
Well, bananas are rich in prebiotic fiber, potassium, and carbohydrates. But different varieties can have different nutritional profiles.
Are there any other unusual varieties we haven't mentioned?
There's the ladyfinger banana, which is much smaller and sweeter than regular bananas. And then there's the pisang raja, which is particularly popular in Southeast Asia.
Can people grow these different varieties at home?
Some varieties, like the blue Java, can actually tolerate cooler temperatures down to about 20 °F with protection, but most need tropical or subtropical conditions.
That's surprising. I always thought bananas needed really hot weather.
Most do, but there's so much genetic diversity that some varieties have adapted to different conditions.
How tall do banana plants get?
They can grow up to 40 feet tall. But here's something interesting. They're not actually trees. They're herbaceous plants.
Wait, what? Not trees? What are they then?
Instead of having a woody trunk, banana plants have stems made up of tightly packed leaf stalks. They're more like giant herbs.
That's amazing. Where did bananas originally come from?
Scientists believe domesticated bananas first originated in Papua New Guinea about 7,000 years ago.
And how did they spread around the world?
People brought them on their travels, sailors introduced them to Africa for trade, and then European colonizers brought them to the Americas.
It's fascinating how something we take for granted has such a rich history.
And an exciting future, too. Scientists are working on developing new varieties that combine the best traits of different bananas.
What kind of traits are they looking for?
Things like disease resistance, better shelf life, improved nutrition, and of course, great taste.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I'd encourage everyone to seek out different banana varieties. Try an Asian market or specialty produce store. You might find something amazing.
And remember, if you see a black banana, it might just be an apple banana at its peak of perfection.
Exactly. There's so much more to bananas than what we see in the supermarket.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Next time you're shopping for bananas, remember, you're looking at just one of over 1,000 varieties. The world of bananas is truly more colorful than we ever imagined.